Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm Britt, creator of the Style Shaker, your guide to cleaner, greener, better for you beauty, skincare, and beyond. I try all this stuff out for you, share my honest reviews so you have a better idea of what to buy and what not to buy, and so you don't waste your money on stuff you're not going to use. Speaking of products you may not use again, today's video is all about the products that I will not buy again. I've been talking a lot about favorites over here recently, and I felt like I should look the other side of the coin. So stick around and let's get into it. I've got some foundations, some concealers, mascaras, tinted SPFs. I've got a whole lot of stuff. If you like these kind of videos and you want to keep seeing more of them, don't forget to take 2 seconds. Hit that like button. It really does support the channel a lot, so thank you for that. Links to everything I mentioned will be below in the description. What works for me might not work for you. What doesn't work for me might be great for you. So let's just put that out there. This is very personal, subjective. Most of my reviews are the opposite of that, but you can check out the objective reviews, full demos, wear tests, and stuff like that where I have them by clicking the links below to the scorecard post back on my site. Coming out of the gate with this one, which happens to be a favorite for so many people. This is the COSSIS Concealer. I have this in a number of shades. The shade range in this is amazing. A lot of people love this concealer. The doe foot, the creaminess, they use it as a multitasker from not just under eye to across the face, which is what concealer's used for, but a lot of people have said they've used this as a complexion product too, instead of having a foundation in the mix. The reason I would not buy this again, outside of the fact that it's plastic, but more and more I'm getting sick of plastic. I don't even care if it's PCR. This is, again, very personal. I just don't like all the plastic here. COSSIS has a lot of plastic in their products. I mean, their eyebrow pencil I love, but it goes really fast and it's just like a whole lot of plastic. So I'm not a huge fan of the eco-friendliness, but more so, this one just didn't settle and melt into my skin the way that other concealers have. I just did a favorites video rounding up all of my current favorite concealers. And I also reviewed the Say concealer, which is on my list. It's becoming a front runner. It was lukewarm about a week ago, but I've been trying it and using it. And so that's another one that I'm really liking. That's in plastic too. Also, the COSSIS concealer was very rich and creamy, but almost a little too creamy for me. It's not the lightweight creamy texture that I prefer. It's slightly tacky on my skin. So I wasn't a big fan of that, but ultimately it was the finish that lost me. Next product, the Babo Daily Sheer Tinted Sunscreen. I like the brand, I like the price point. I just really could not get beyond the oiliness that this made happen on my skin. It was just a little sticky, a little oily, and the humidity where I live is absurd. So it wasn't like, oh, I have dry skin and this would be lovely. It could be really nice if you do have dry skin. It was too much dewy, oily. Oily, dewy? Do you know what I mean? There's the luminous dewy, and then there's that. If a breeze blew, hair would just stick right on my face. It just wasn't a fan of the finish on this one either. All right, let's talk about lip products here. I have the Jones Road gloss in Boysenberry. I really actually loved the color here. It was beautiful, and I loved the sheen. The reason that I will not buy this again, outside of the fact that it's in plastic, I'm sorry, broken record, just know that that's gonna be a common reason why I won't buy things again. Beyond that, I like to tell you about the performance, right? Because that's kind of probably what you're interested in. This is one of those lip glosses that gets into the back of your throat. Do you know what I mean? And I'll put them on and then I'll just be like, it's weird, but it has happened with a handful of lip glosses, and I was super bummed out that it happened with this. Again, I really did like pigment payoff was so strong for a gloss. Couldn't get beyond the coughing situation. With COVID going on, you don't want to be the person in the room coughing. Everybody looks at you, then it gets really awkward. These are the times we live in. Next, INIKA. They are rebranding, or they have new packaging, so I will be trying out some of their newer products, by the way. I'm very curious. Their Long Lash Mascara. Tried this, don't have a full review on it. It was sort of an instant no for me, which is kind of rough. I have tried their other mascaras and I've liked them. They've been pretty strong contenders. They're not on my favorites lists, but I've tried them. I have videos about that. This I put on and I saw very limited volume. I saw very limited length. It was an improvement, but it was so slight, and it made lashes kind of go out horizontally. I just did not like this product, and I did not get along. I have other mascaras that I've preferred way more than that. Now there's a zero waste mascara, which wasn't my favorite, Izzy, but it's out there. There are other mascaras that I just reviewed in a favorites roundup, so you can check that out as well and see which ones I am loving right now. This is not one of those. Also, it's not inexpensive, so yeah. I'd actually just rather get the Honest Beauty version if I'm gonna buy plastic and get the primer with the mascara, or Ilia Limitless Light, you know? Those are both really good options. Oh, maybe I should give you alternatives. That would be nice of me to do. For the Babo, instead, if you want to glow and you don't want that stickiness, I would recommend something from the Say brand. A lot of people love it. Some people really don't like it and they say it pills. It has not pilled on me. But the Say Tinted Moisturizer, the Say Sun Visor SPF, those are things that give a really lovely glow. There are other products as well, but that's the one that comes to mind. And for COSSIS, top of mind, I mentioned the Say Concealer, but for something with a little bit more coverage, you might want to check out the Clove and Hallow Concealer is a great option. The Ilia concealer is good, but it does oxidize on me, so that means after a while it starts to turn a little bit yellow. I need to do another full review, full disclosure there. Make sure that that's still happening, but it's a nice option out there, stronger coverage. Next we have the Josh Rosebrook Nutrient Day Cream. This was gifted to me generously. But while I liked it, I wasn't in love with it. It was beautiful. The ingredients are really lovely. It has so much going for it. It's in glass packaging. I'm trying to be fair here, but the truth of it is I didn't feel wowed, and for something that costs this much, I really, really, really want to be wowed. So there are 3 more on the list. This is going to be part 1, by the way. I have 3 parts. I started this, I thought, okay, I'll just do one video. No, there's like a lot. Next is the Merit Bounce Highlighting Balm. The reason I'm getting rid of this, as you could tell by my facial expression, I liked it. It's like a wet, hydrating balm kind of thing. It's sort of like that Milk Makeup water stick mixed with, say, lightweight gel highlighter. It's a cool hybrid product. It's in a plastic thing. It's a stick, so easy to keep around, easy to apply on top of makeup. A lot of reasons to like it, but I just wasn't like, oh, what's different about this? I couldn't really point my finger on what was different. Here's the deal, I wasn't reaching for this as much as I was reaching for other products. There's also a new highlighter that I've really started loving and using a lot. It's from Minori Beauty. They're a smaller brand. I had her on my podcast, Anastasia. She's amazing. This highlighter, it's a champagne highlighter. There's something about it. I think it's the jojoba oil. That stands out to me texturally, finish-wise. The color's beautiful. This did not. The other thing about this bounce stick, it went bad so fast. That could have just been a bad batch. It was so wasteful. I really only had about a month of good use, and I'm not gonna say that's happening to all of them, but that was my personal experience with it. So yeah, that's also why I wouldn't get it again. Okay, the next, there's no real strong reason to dislike this on my behalf. Aside of the fact that the wear test did not do that well, this is the Exa Foundation. This is an exclusive, or I guess private label brand through Credo. This is really consciously created, tons of shades. I loved so much about this product, but it's just not standing up to my current favorites, which you can always see on Britt's picks. Out of the hundreds I've tried, that's where all my favorites are, but I digress. The wear test, like I mentioned, wasn't great. It gathered around my face in certain areas. I tried all different application methods, and I go into what I tried back on the scorecard post or the video you can check out as well. It's just not one that I continue to reach for because of that reason, and it's not sort of an effortless application for me. It just isn't, and I am a lazy makeup application person. I like to take my time. I like to have my coffee and listen to my podcasts and whatever, but I don't want to have to fuss with makeup too much, and this one I found myself fussing with for whatever reason. And finally, I know some of you are going to totally disagree, and that's the point. Like I mentioned in the beginning, this is just how I feel about these products. If you feel differently about anything that I mentioned here, please leave your comments below and share why you actually would buy the product again, or why it is a favorite for you. I think it would be great to have, you all know I love to have other perspectives and opinions over here, so share it below, let us know why you disagree, and you're like, hey, I actually really like that, and here's why it's worked for me, and then I think that'll give us a more rounded out perspective. So the Fit Glow Lip Serum, Lip Color Serum, I have this in B. This was my favorite shade. I've tried a few shades of them. I like it. I think that a lot of people, it has helped with their lip care. They're just this area. You want to keep it hydrated as you age. You don't want to have fine lines and stuff like that. There's a lot of benefits touted in this little serum. That's why they call it a serum. Fit Glow is notorious for having hybrid makeup and skincare products. I am not mad at that all the time. Sometimes I get on a soapbox about it, but this just did not do much for me. I would not go, oh, you know what, I need more of that. I really need more. I think part of the reason why nowadays is because I've been using the Alpine lip mask at night, which is really just a super rich, luxurious kind of velvety. I'm obsessed with it. It's on my favorites list. It's the thing I put on every night. They're healthier looking, more hydrated. I can't wait to see what it can do in winter. And a little bit goes a long way, so I can have it for a while. I feel like there's more value there. So instead of this, I suppose alternatives. Gosh, I have so many lip products, but the Ilia Balm I think is beautiful. It feels better. It is not as lightweight as this. Another product that I really liked that has nice ingredients is also the Air & Faces lip gloss. That was one that I absolutely loved. It's in a lot of plastic, so I'm not a huge fan of that. COSSIS lip oil I really liked. The Ilia lip oil I really liked. But they're a little bit different in texture and consistency. I guess I lean more towards a balm. I need something a little bit more gripping and hydrating, and I didn't find this serum to really stick around for that long either. So there was that element as well. That's all for round one. Like I mentioned, I have 2 more bowls of clean beauty, skincare, hair care, all the rest of it sitting on the side just waiting for me. Oh wait, I forgot one thing. The last one I want to mention, which is a hair care product, it is the Minori shampoo and conditioner bars. I posted a video on this. I did not expect it to get as much of a response as it did, but people are very into rice shampoo bars, and specifically these. The scent was overwhelming. There were a ton of claims on this that did not follow through. More importantly, my hair did not look good. This wasn't a fit for my hair, and hair is obviously incredibly personal. I'm tempted to try a different scent because a lot of people said they've had very different experiences, but they've also said that they've reformulated, so that's also another thing people were mentioning in the reviews, that they're not liking the reformulation. But my hair wasn't happy. The conditioner was too heavy on my hair, and I noticed more fallout in the shower, and nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see it. I stuck with it as long as I could, but I'm not going to continue using a product, and I wouldn't recommend you do too. If you see stuff like that happening noticeably, that's not going to continue forward, and that's probably why I won't try the other fragrances that people have recommended. Other people have flipped out for it, and they said it's the game changer, it's changed their hair and everything like that. So it's just not for me. That's all I have for round one. Like I mentioned, I have 2 more rounds of this, 9 products in each round, right? It would have gone on forever, and I could probably just keep going and going and going. I am decluttering, and I do have a lot of things that I need to clean out, send to TerraCycle, drop off at a Nordstrom, make sure they're recycled appropriately because not a lot of people do that, and I can understand why it's a pain in the butt, but it's, you know, our planet, so kind of important. But yeah, I'm gonna have a couple more rounds coming up. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, if you have tried any of these and they are your absolute favorites, or you really like them, even if they're not your favorites, let us know in the comments below which ones you do like and why you like them. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you had fun with this video. If you liked it, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will see you right back here real soon. Until then, bye.